Hey everyone, welcome back this is technically session 3 because session 2 is the at-home e-learning that you guys have done through the week. Everybody nodding, you all did the at-home work, all did the e-modules, okay? So we're going to get started tonight. Gerard's going to go around the front. I'll throw to Ben on the camera. Just to start with, does anybody have any questions? So just put your hand up and come off mute and shout out your questions. We've been doing this with the SRCs, and these sessions are a lot better and a lot more fun if you guys get involved and shout out. This isn't school. We actually want you guys to enjoy this, so please get involved and talk. And through this session, we'll actually do some breakout rooms as well. Okay? So over to you, Gerard.
Good day, everyone. Good to see you all, so to speak. So what we're going to do is just have a look at some of the stuff that we've already learned, a little bit of quick revision. We can revise the signals, and then we're going to cover some new stuff with the radios tonight. So I've started with a simple little idea here, and you've got to match which club and the year it was founded in the Bait Bay region. So I hope that's clear enough. As Ben zooms in there, you can see the 4 clubs in Bait Bay. And you remember last week I told you that Bondi Surf Club started in 1906, and it claims to be the first one in Australia, although they tell me Manly also claims to be the first. Who knows? But you can see that by this particular date, it was happening in other areas as well. Remember, I said that the local men who were familiar with the surf would watch visitors come to the beach and get in trouble, and the local men would go and help them. And so after this kept happening repeatedly, they said, well, let's organise it a bit and start a club. So here's our first date. And we're going to use a bit of question and answer. As Denny said, we'd like to see you get involved and speak with him. So Denny's going to run little bit of a question and answer thing now. Which club started in 1907 in Bait Bay? Have a look at the 4 answers and speak with Denny.
South Cronulla.
Oh, not try India, close.
In fact, that's it.
Is it South Cronulla or is it just Cronulla?
North.
No, not north, south. Cronulla.
She was using that little bit of extra information I'd put there. Some people call it South, Denny. I don't know why.
Technically, the beach is known as South Cronulla, but the surf club is Cronulla.
Denny has just explained it perfectly. Okay, 1907 Cronulla. Let's do the others. Denny?
Chelsea, when was Wanda founded?
1946.
Ooh, very good.
Okay. Nick McGrath, when was Allura founded?
I don't know.
Well, you got 2 to pick from.
Okay, so do you think
1925?
Oh, 50-50. Ellie, give us the right answer. When was Allura founded?
Show the answers.
Yeah, so Nick guessed 1925, but he was incorrect. So we know when North Cronulla was founded. We know when Cronulla was founded. We know when Wanda was founded.
1967.
Excellent.
Well done. So we've covered all the clubs in the Bait Bay area, starting with Cronulla, or as Denny showed us, some people call it South Cronulla. 1907, 1925 for North Cronulla, 1946 for Wanda. And we started before Allura, so it didn't just work its way up the bay. And the reason was, and I've mentioned this very briefly before, that Wanda was formed by men that came back from World War II. They were in North Cronulla before they went to the war. It started in 1939. When they came back from war, they found that North Cronulla wasn't quite being run the way that they would like it to be. So they thought, we're going to start our own surf club. And so they went further up the beach to right here where we're standing. A couple of great photos of that first clubhouse, a little tin shack. And that was started in 1946 by fellows who went to the war. And that's why our club colours are light blue, dark blue, and red, because this represents the three services: Army, Navy, and Air Force. So a little bit of a history about Wanda Club. That cap that you wear when you're competing with its lovely colours, that's all goes back to the founders of the club, as we call them. That's why it's the founders room upstairs. These men from that went to war, came back and started a new club once the war was over. A lot of great things happened in this time in Australia's history as well. Signals. I think it's time to test you a little. What do you reckon, Denny? Do you reckon they're up to doing some signals?
I think they are. I've just got an issue with one of the participants trying to get in. I'm just trying to help her. So if you want to run through them, let's go.
Okay, so I'll run the signals. Okay, so you can hear me okay, we dare say. I'm going to, therefore, how will I do it? I'll say a signal and I'll let you respond, okay? So here we go. The first one that we did, I know we only did it last week, but some of these I hope you remember from SRC course. The first one is attract attention. Do your attract attention signal and see how that looks. Can you see them, Ben? Not on your...
I can see them.
How are they looking? Righto, they should all be doing this. That's attract attention, okay? Two big arms straight up in the sky, crossing over above your head. Okay, what if you want someone to go to your left? Typically, you're on the beach and they're in the water and you want them to go to your left. Right, so that's one hand out like that. Remember, that's the direction we want them to go, is this direction. Okay, and it makes sense that if you want them to go to the right, that's that one. Okay, what if you want them to go further out to sea? Proceed further out to sea.
Let's see it. Joel, do you know this one? Perfect, mate. Good work, everyone.
Okay, you should have two hands up. It's as if they're saying, go further out. They're trying to push you away from them. Further out to sea, two arms up like that. Okay, what about return to shore or start coming towards the shore?
Yep, that's it. Good work, everyone.
Good, one hand up. Either arm will do, as long as it's just one, means return to shore. What if you don't know where to send them and you want them to remain stationary?
Talia? Remain stationary. Do you know this one? Carly, do you know this one? Yeah, perfect. Excellent.
Right, it's a bit like, I don't know where to send you, so remain stationary. Think of that, remain stationary. Okay, what if we want you to pick up a swimmer in a certain direction? Remember, we do the directional signal, whether it be left or right, and we add something with the other arm. So pick up swimmer to the left.
Now, I know you guys are doing it as if you're sitting in front of the monitor because you want to see your hand in the monitor, but you guys, it's nice enough high, like that.
Yeah.
But you guys have got the basic mechanics of it. Good work.
Good. So it's pick up your swimmers in this direction or in the other direction. The direction is where you want. Imagine you're sending the signal from the beach. That is the direction you want that person to go based on where they are at that point in time. Okay, so we've covered all the directions and the signal to pick up a swimmer. No, we've done attract attention. Sorry, I confused it with assistance required. Assistance required. Little clue, it's just one arm.
Yep, spot on.
So we're all good with that. What about pick up and adjust buoys? if you're flying through these, pick up and adjust buoys.
So over, it's 45 to 45. So just watching Gerard now.
So up and down. Yep. Good. And the last one in this series is message understood.
Yep, that's it. Arm straight up in the air and down.
And bring it down. So you bring it up and snap it down, and the person knows that you've understood their message. So when you do your assessment, the assessor at some point may be controlling you from the beach. You might be out on a board and they'll be controlling you from the beach with signals. That's how they ran it with the COVID things in place when you were doing your board work. Okay, just one or two other little ones. If you're in the water and you want to say, everything's okay, all clear. You're in the water, maybe you just did a search of the area and you want to say all clear or okay. That's okay, either hand will do. Okay, and the other one is that if you mark the spot where somebody was last seen in the water, the easy way to remember this is X marks the spot. So make an X. There you go. I spoon fed them that one, Denny.
Yeah, good work, everyone.
Yeah, we should all have our X there. And finally, evacuate the water. So you're out on a board and you see a little friend there swim by, and it's not a dolphin, and you want to tell them to evacuate the water.
Yep, so 2 hands up in the air from in the water. So imagine you're kneeling on a rescue board and you want everybody to get out of the water.
Yeah. Well done. So they're doing good on those, are they, Denny?
Yep,
Okay.
really good.
Very good. Okay, just come in if you would again, Ben. Signals we've covered then. I'll just mention too, I hope by now we've all covered, we've sent in our trainers in training enrolment form. These are just all the things that we should have all covered right at the start of the course. We know how to access the training manual. We have our bronze medallion learner guide, and that should be a document like this. You don't have to print it if you don't want to. In fact, it saves a lot of ink, that's for sure, but that's what the learner guide looks like. And you should all have that. And Denny also sent you some documents with instructions how to access the e-learning. So could we just maybe have a show of hands? Is all that right for everyone at the moment?
Yeah. If everybody's able to get into all the stuff they need to, can you just put your hand up? Perfect.
100%.
If you are having any problems, just send me an email.
So we're all looking good in that department, are we, Dean? Ah, very good. Well, that's great work. So that means that what you will have done in your learner guide, I'll just hold, this mentions session 2. This is what you should have done after last session and before this session. So it's the self-paced learning, safety, well-being, and radio operations. So I'm mentioning now your learner guide because it is a guide. It's very good if you learn to refer to that and refer to the training manual, and you'll find that you've got all the answers for all the questions and you know what we're going to do and you know what we've done once we've done it. So please get familiar with the learner guide and the training manual, and then what I'm doing here will all sort of fall into place between that and what we're doing here. So that being the case, shall we ask if everyone's done the online session 2, safety, wellbeing, and radio ops?
So put your hand up if you've done the e-learning module 2. So not very many of them. That's okay. We'll get you up to speed.
Okay, listen closely because I'm going to cover it kind of quickly. You will have to do it before we get to the end of the course because part of it, the online learning, is you've got to cover all these things to get your certificate to show that you have covered all of the online learning. So I'll do it now quickly in a sort of rough fashion, but you will have to go back over it and make sure you do session 2 what is it? Safety, wellbeing and radio operations.
So this would have been the information in the post session 1 email.
Yes. So roughly what that session mentions, work, health and safety. I don't know if this is a new expression to some of you, being 15, if any of you has a job, you may have heard of this expression, work, health and safety, or occupational health and safety, OHS or WHS. This surf club to us, now that you're going to be a bronze medallion holder, it's a bit like a workplace. Well, I know we have a lot of fun here and we're not getting paid, but there are certain rules that govern how we do our job here. So basically what it means, you are here to protect the public. And that is always the most important part of what a surf club does. They are here to watch the people that come for a swim on weekends and public holidays. It's providing a service of safety. Now, you're here to do that, but the surf club is here to help you do that and to look after you. So we provide really nice uniforms because they're very well designed and they're suited for doing what we're doing. They can get wet and they dry quick and they're they cover us from the sun and all sorts of good stuff like that. So we give you good uniforms. We give you some equipment. We're going to look at this thing in a bit more detail soon. We have highly trained people like Denny and myself here and wonderful Ben here, all highly trained, there to help you, teach you and train you. And we have all sorts of equipment like the patrol tent and all the gear that we use on patrol. It's here so you can provide a service of safety to the public. It's the most important thing that we do in a sense. So the surf club is here to protect you because you might find as you're doing your patrol, oh, you might have got an injury, a blue bottle sting. Well, the club is here to look after you. And so apart from just basic treatment for something like that, if it does get serious, and heaven forbid, but if you do get a nasty accident, you are insured for it here at the surf club. So that's an important thing. Again, if you don't understand that, maybe just ask your parents how that works. But if you do have a bad accident, you are insured. Okay. So because we're here to do a certain job, and I'm going to throw over to Denny for this because the SRCs, by the way, they did this really well. Examples of safe behavior while on patrol. So this will cover personal protective equipment, you know what we call PPE, and also our behavior in terms of what we physically do. So safe behavior on patrol, I've given you a few clues here. Denny, let's get some answers. Right, just mute. Safe behavior.
So everyone, I'm going to run through everybody. I'm going to ask you all to name something that's a safety item for you when you're on patrol, or something that you need to be doing on patrol to stay safe. So I'll start with you, India. Come off mute and give me something.
I'm not sure. Like, is it something like that we wear or like?
Yeah. What's something that you wear on patrol to keep you safe? What stops you from getting sunburnt?
Yeah, like our hat and like our clothes and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Just one. Okay, Chelsea. What's something else that we can do to stay safe on patrol?
If we're like treating someone, we can wear gloves.
Yeah. Excellent. Okay, Nick. What's something that we can do that keeps us safe on patrol?
Wear sunscreen.
Wear sunscreen. Excellent. Okay. Ellie, what's something that keeps us safe on patrol?
Sunglasses.
Sunglasses. Yep, that's a good one. Jordan, what's something that we can do on patrol that keeps us safe?
I'm not sure. Everyone said everything.
No, there's lots and lots of different things. I won't pick on you though, Jordan, because I know you're new to the surf club. So just listen up and listen to what everybody else has got to say and just take it in. Okay, Bronte, what's something that can keep you safe on patrol?
Our long sleeve t-shirts.
Yeah, long sleeve t-shirts. Excellent.
Can I open this up then and say, what are examples of good behaviour on patrol?
Okay, yep.
So not safe, but good.
Okay, so Joel, what's something that is considered I don't want to say good behaviour because we're not grading you as saying you're good patrollers and bad patrollers. What is an expected behaviour on patrol? What do you got for me, Joel?
To wear our caps in the water.
Excellent. That's a big one. Okay. Okay. Tali, what's something that we can do that makes a good patroller?
I don't know.
Do you like to play Candy Crush on patrol?
Not be on our phones.
You got the gist of it.
Okay. Alex, what's something that a good patroller does?
They make sure everyone's sticking between the flags.
Yep, excellent. Perfect. Okay. Ava, what's something that we might use to keep the people in the flags? So what are a couple of pieces of patrol equipment that we've got? So what's something that makes your voice louder?
The microphone.
The microphone, the bullhorn. What's the megaphone? Megaphone, sorry, the bullhorn. Okay. Amy, so I know you're new to surf as well. What's something that we can do on patrol that keeps people safe?
Communicating with everyone else.
Excellent, that's a good one. Okay. Isabel, what's something that we do that's a good patrol practice?
Listening to a patrol captain.
Yep. Communicating with the patrol captain, excellent. Tara, what's something that's good that we do on patrol?
Being organised and focused.
Yeah, excellent. Can you give me an example of being focused? What's something we should be focusing on?
The people in the water.
Excellent, good work. And the last one, Violet, what can we do on patrol that's good practice?
Packing up equipment at the end of the day and cleaning
Excellent. As a patrol captain, you're my new favourite. Somebody who wants to stay around and help clean up.
So we're back on. Well done. So I could see that once we got in the right frame of mind, the answers were flying a bit thicker and faster then. So well done. And what do you reckon, Denny? As good as the SRCs or better?
Oh, I'm going to say pretty good.
Yeah, we're very close together. The SRCs were good. I was pleasantly surprised. They were in full flight with some of these questions that I asked them. So keep going and we'll see who knows. I'm sure there's some good lifesavers going to come out of both these groups. Well, here's one last little thing of revision. It says, if you are unsure of something, speak up. Now, something might happen while you're on patrol and you think, oh, I reckon I got the rough end of the stick then. Oh, I think I've been treated unfair or somebody's been a bit too harsh with me. Tell someone. It's okay to let someone know if you think things aren't going right. It could be there's a misunderstanding somewhere and you just got to clear it up. But please be sure that if you think you've been treated unfairly or something's not going right, if you think that something's happened, maybe to someone else in the patrol, maybe just mention it to, well, I'm not going to give away who you would mention it to. Who would be the first person you might speak to when you're on patrol if something isn't right?
Okay, shout it out. Who can we talk to if we're not happy with something on patrol?
Patrol captain.
Perfect. Who else?
Vice captain.
Vice captain, excellent. Who else in the club who's not on your patrol could you talk to? What about the club captain? Could you talk to the club captain? Yeah, that's a good one. Do we have people in the club who are here for you to actually talk to? Member services. You can talk to anybody of the board members. There are people outside the club that we can talk to. So you can talk to the member protection officer at branch. Safe has a member protection officer. and so does the Surf Life Saving Australia.
We even have a chaplain. We call him the Rev. Look out, he'll give you a rev up. That's his little phrase, I think. I'll give you a rev up. But there's plenty of people to talk to. That's the main point. So you don't have to keep things to yourself if you want to talk to someone about. And you know what I've found, because I've done a few different things in my time and been to different clubs. People are generally quite friendly in surf clubs. They pretty much are. It attracts that sort of person. And so you should feel pretty okay to talk to anyone. Okay, a little reminder of our signals, and I'm going to go forward to this next slide. Reinforce the self-paced learning, okay? So that's what we were just doing. We're just reviewing our self-paced learning. And now, what we're going to do in this session is hazard identification, personal injury, PPE, radio familiarization. We're going to cover some use of the radio in scenarios, and maybe a little bit of troubleshooting if the radio isn't working. Radio Ben, you can go back out there. We're going to look at hazards and how to mitigate them. This is an interesting word, mitigate. And if you understand what mitigate means, you're probably on the way to being a good patrol captain. So what I'm going to do, once again, we right to do a bit more question and answer. You think the group's getting the hang of it? Rightio, Denny. What we're going to do is we're simply going to identify hazards at the beach. As simple as that, okay? So over to Denny and identify what.
Sorry, guys, I was on mute for a second. So I'm going to go through everybody again. India, what's a hazard we might see at the beach?
Like stingers and stuff in the water.
Perfect. Chelsea, hazard at the beach.
Maybe glass under the sand.
Yep. Nick, hazard at the beach.
Shark.
Shark. Ellie, hazard at the beach.
A rip.
Rip, excellent. Bronte, hazard at the beach.
Big surf.
Big surf, excellent. Joel, hazard at the beach. Joel, can you hear me, mate? What's a hazard at the beach?
Hot
Yep.
weather.
Hot weather, excellent. That's a really important one. Alex, what's a hazard at the beach?
Pollution.
Pollution, good one. Ava, hazard at the beach?
Watercraft.
Watercraft, excellent. Jordan, what's a hazard that you might encounter at the beach?
Not swimming in between the flags.
Yep, that's a big one. That's a really good one. Tali, what's a hazard at the beach?
Like gutters and drop-offs.
Yep, gutters and drop-offs. Amy, have you got a hazard for me?
Large rocks.
Large rocks. We don't tend to get too many of them at Wanda, but when you patrol at other beaches and swim at other beaches, that's a really good answer. Isabel.
Lightning.
Lightning. Oh, that's a really good one. Okay. Tara, what do you got for me?
Shallow sandbanks
Shallow sandbanks. Why is that a hazard?
for people diving under the waves.
Excellent. Violet, what do you got for me? Violet, what's a hazard?
Getting hit by other boards.
Yep, good. That's a good one. Okay.
Right. That was great. You have really hit your straps, as we say in the racing game. They were all pretty good. Now, think about all of those hazards. And what you've got to work out now is which ones can you do something about and which ones can you not do something about. Two types of hazards, something which you can change and something which you cannot change. So I remember Chelsea said glass in the sand. Tell me, I'm going to target Chelsea now. If you saw some glass in the sand, what would you do?
Probably move it, clean it up.
I hope you would. Yeah, who wants to step on that? So Chelsea, being the great lifesaver she is, would pick it up and put it in a bin. That's a hazard you can do something about. Now, somebody said a rip. Can you change a rip?
So we've got people shaking their heads. I like that.
Like that. Yeah. You should all be going that. You can't change a rip. So what do we do when there's a rip? We warn people about it. That's what we do. And while we're on the topic, the lifeguards here generally put up most of the signs about these. How do we warn people of rips on our beach? We use a bit of communication equipment. That's what they refer to it as.
So come down to the beach. There's a sign at the bottom of the track. What does the track say on it? Yellow sign.
Black writing.
Black writing. Dangerous currents. Good work, Chelsea.
Well done. Was that Chelsea? She's got the lifesaver DNA. Hey, Ben. Right. There are some things we can't do, some hazards that we can't do anything about. So we warn people. There are some things where there is nothing whatsoever that we can do except wait to see if something does go wrong and then do something about it. But we're ready if something goes wrong. And that whole process is called mitigation. Do something about the risks that you can, where you can change it. But if you can't, be ready and wait in case something does go wrong. Now, this brings up an interesting point. When you're on patrol, what you find yourself doing is looking at the whole area, and certainly the captain will be doing this, and you can't be watching everywhere at once. So you tend to do something very clever. You prioritize the risks. So we start thinking who, or based on what we can see on the beach, who is most at risk of having any given accident that might happen on the beach. So if there's a big shore dump working, we might find ourselves thinking, okay, I'm going to start watching the kids in the shore dump because they can get picked up real easily and pummeled in the surf. Another day, it might be extremely hot. Okay, today I'm going to watch out for the older people because they don't handle the heat too well. And I've seen that happen a few times where we've had to give them some ice water and stuff to help some of the older people. Prioritizing the risks and then monitoring our beach so that if something does go wrong, we're ready to act. That's all referred to as mitigation. So that's something hopefully you will get to understand and learn as you go on patrol and you start looking around and assessing the risks and then working out what we can do and then prioritizing in our minds the most important or the most hazardous things on the beach. Good. Okay, and that slide shows us a bit of the personal protective equipment that we use. There's something to warn people of a hazard, maybe. Don't trip on this thing, maybe. There's the gloves someone mentioned. Even in the clubhouse. Oh, by the way, it's not just on the beach, but it's in the clubhouse that the club is here to look after you as well. So it all counts. Anything, anywhere you might go while you're on patrol, whether it's the house, the beach, the park, if you're on patrol, you're covered under work health and safety. Rightio. Okay, I'll just skip this one. Oh, here's some examples of personal protective equipment. So just so you know, this guy's got a long sleeve rashi to protect him from the sun. I think we covered all these. They've got even got Lifesaver brand sunscreen. How about that? Does anyone know what this thing is that the person is blowing into on their mannequin?
Shout it out.
SRC should know this one. We do train you with it.
Might be a little hard to see.
Righto, okay. It is a little hard. Sorry about that. I'm slipping back into my trainer mode as if I've got a group of people in front of me. I'll learn not to do these things in time. It's a mouth mask so that we don't have to put our lips on the patient's lips. And this guy has a personal flotation device. Boy, they've got some fancy names for this stuff. It's a life jacket. When you get in the IRB, you've got to wear a life jacket. Isn't that right, Ben? Yeah, crew, driver, you've got to wear a life jacket in the IRB. Personal protective equipment is what we call all this stuff to look after you while you do your job of looking after the public. Well, radio. Okay, little change of task. Oh, I just happen to have one here. A brand newie too. Look, it's still got the cover on the screen. These are the radios that we use in the surf club. So what we're going to do, we're looking at this one, are we, Denny? This slide. So we're looking at this slide and we're going to identify all the call signs. Now, just a little revision. When we use the radios on patrol, we don't use people's names. We don't say, hey, Denny, what's going on over there in the tent? We give people, or it's more a location, but there's usually a certain person that's going to be in that location. We give them what's called a call sign. So the first thing, and probably the most important one, because it's who you're going to report to, is in the patrol tent. Their call sign is Wanda Patrol. And typically the patrol captain will be there answering to Wanda Patrol. Well, the boat. I'm sure most of you are familiar with the IRB. So naturally, his call sign is Wanda IRB. If you have more than one, you sometimes say IRB1 and IRB2. But for what we're doing on patrol, there's usually just the one. Back here, back up in the dunes, we sometimes put someone in the tower. Therefore, that's Wanda Tower. And this patrol, which might be south or north of the flags, is a roving patrol. So roving, some people call it roaming, but roving is the accurate term. And we don't use the ATV, you know, the buggy thing. We just got a new buggy, by the way. It's a ripper. It's called the SSV now. Like I said, so many things have fancy names, but you might hear it called the ATV or the SSV. And we only use that mostly just to take our patrol trailer down to the beach. We don't use it for roving patrols. So when you do a roving patrol, you will be on foot, usually in pairs, and your call sign will be Wanda Roving South or Wanda Roving North. Okay, right. Quickly over them again. Wanda Patrol is typically the captain in the patrol tent. Wanda Tower, we often put someone in the tower with a pair of binoculars to scan the whole area and to let us know of anything that needs to be done. Wanda IRB is the boat, and Wanda Roving South or Wanda Roving North are the two roving patrols. They're the four call signs. Okay, so what I'm going to do, we're going to pick someone, we're going to point to one, and then I'm going to point to another. And what it is you have to give me the call as if you want to get their attention. So I point to this one and you want that one. I would say, Wanda IRB, this is Wanda Patrol. Over. You must say over too, so we know the message is finished. Okay, so if I'm here and I want that, Wanda IRB, you say it twice, this is Wanda Patrol, over, and you say that once. If I was here and I wanted to speak with the Roving South Patrol, I would say, Wanda Roving South, this is Wanda Patrol, over. If I was in the tower and I wanted to speak to Wanda Patrol, I would say, Wanda Patrol, this is Wanda Tower, over. You get the gist of it? Rightio, Denny, here comes the test. I'm going to point to two of these call signs and you have to give your message. So you are the first one and the second one I point to is who you want to speak with. Okay, so can they see me, Denny? Can they see? Righto, we'll start with an easy one. I'm pointing here to the tent and then I'm pointing to the boat. Pick someone, Denny.
Okay, Violet, can you give your radio run through here?
Wanda IRB, this is Wanda Tower. Over.
Who's it? What's the call sign in the tent?
Oh, Wanda Patrol.
And did you say over at the end?
Yeah, over.
Righto, well done. Okay, if that is you and you want them, it's Wanda IRB, this is Wanda Patrol, over. Okay, can Chelsea, can you hear me? Just come off mute if you're on mute, Chelsea. Righto, Chelsea, I'm going to give you one. This is you and this is who you want. What's your first message on the radio?
Wanda Roving South, this is Wanda Patrol, over.
Very good. Okay, let's see who the next person in the group is. Who have we got there? Sorry, Denny's coming back now. He can help. Denny just had to leave for a moment. Who's the next? We just had Chelsea. Who's the next one?
Let's go to Tara.
Righto, Tara, watch me point. That is you, and you want to speak to that. What's your first transmission on the radio?
Wanda IRB, this is Wanda Roving, over.
Almost perfect, except for one last detail. Are you Wanda Roving South or North?
South.
Right, well done. So say it again, please.
Wanda IRB, this is Wanda South.
Wanda Roving South.
Wanda
Over.
Roving South, over.
That's it.
Very good. We get a little fussy at times about this, but anyhow. Righto, I'm going to mix it up a bit now. Just imagine that is you and you want to speak to them. Who's the next one, Denny?
Let's go with Amy.
Amy, that is you and that's who you want to speak to.
Wanda Roving South, this is Wanda IRB, over.
Oh, very good and well said too.
Perfect.
Okay, we're going to make it a little bit harder. We're going to go, this is you in the tower with your binoculars, watching all the way up and down the beach, and you want to speak to them. Who's the next one? This is you. You want to speak to them in the tent.
Let's go with Jordan.
Wanda Patrol, this is Wanda Tower, over.
Very good. Okay, and the next person, I'm going to mix it up. Just say this is you and you want to speak to them.
Let's go with Alex.
What was the question again?
Okay, Alex, watch the picture. This is you
Yeah.
in the tent and you want to speak to them in the tower.
Wanda Patrol.
That
I
is
don't
you in
know.
the tent, and you want to speak to them in the tower.
I don't know. Sorry.
You don't know? Shall we go to the next person, Denny? Righto.
Okay, Nick.
Sorry, is it Wanda Tower? This is Wanda Patrol, over.
Easy, wasn't it? Well done. Okay, maybe we'll come back to that last fella. Just say that is you here and you want to speak to them in the tower. Okay, that is you and you want to speak to them in the tower. What is it? What's your transmission?
Okay, let's give this one a go.
Oh. Wait, sorry, repeat it again.
This is you,
Yeah.
you're down south, and this is the tower who you want to speak to.
Wanda Tower, Wanda Patrol South, over.
Ooh, you were very close. You can't be patrol south, you must be roving south. So the only thing you could have said different or should have said different was Wanda roving south.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, very good. Yeah, but you got the gist of it. You're calling the tower. Okay, I think we'll try just one last one. Okay, what if you're here in the tower and you want to speak to the boat?
Let's go with Joel.
Wanda IRB, this is Wanda Patrol, over.
Did I?
Wait, what was it? Wanda Tower?
That's it. So just do it
Okay.
again if you would. You're in the tower, you want to speak to the boat. What do you say?
Wanda IRB, this is Wanda Tower, over.
Yeah, easy, isn't it?
Perfect. Good work, everyone.
Okay, that's good. Now, I put a lot of emphasis on just how to start the message, because what usually happens after you've gotten that out of the way, then you can start going into your message. But there's a few things that we must make sure you do at the start. And so that's very important that I put a lot of emphasis on how to start your conversation. Now, I didn't mention a few little things, which I'll just do quickly. First of all, we've got to turn it on. So there's a couple of knobs there. If Ben can get the close shot, we simply turn that one around with a little click, it comes on. And like a little computer, it's got to boot up and it might make some noises.
3.
Ooh, 3. Wonder what that means. Let's move the channel dial.
2.
Ooh.
1.
Ooh, it's got channels.
2.
What's more, whenever we move the channel dial, the little voice tells us what channel we're on. And for you, that's the one. Not this.
3. 2.
2 is the one you're going to use on patrol, okay? The most important thing on the side is when you want to make your transmission, you press the button before you start to talk. So that's the press to talk button, PTT button, and you press it, and then you start to speak, and then you release it. Very important that you press it. Now, there's a few other things about the radio, about looking after it. If you drop it in the salt water, grab it quickly, turn it off, and go and tell your patrol captain. Remember that important fellow, suddenly, or girl, the most important person in your life while you're on patrol is your captain suddenly. So you tell them. There are ways of dealing with a wet radio, and the captain knows them, but you do things like you take the aerial out and you soak it in fresh water, and that can get a lot of the salt out of it. And then we pat it dry and then we check it over. But again, remember what I said, if anything goes wrong or if you're not sure about anything, always ask someone. Don't just drop it in the water and think, oh no, I'll get in trouble, I won't tell anyone. Please let us know if anything's wrong, especially with these guys. They're not cheap. Okay, so they're the basics. You simply got to turn it on and you will be using channel 2 to talk to your patrol captain. Okay. Now, in the learner guide, I'll just make brief mention of this radio cheat sheet. It's got these pro words. Whoop, let's get that up. Now, I don't expect that you'll remember a whole lot of pro words. We use a certain language when using the radio because some words, they say a lot in just a little sentence, or in just a single word. It says a lot and it means a lot, and you get your message across really clearly. it's good to use them because with radio, sometimes the message can get lost. Maybe someone doesn't press the talk button. Maybe there's some other ones, other people using a radio that cuts across our message while we're trying to speak. So we tend to use a certain sort of language when we're using the radio. And that in your learner guide contains some of the pro words like affirmative or negative, which means a bit like yes or no. Say again. If we want somebody to tell us something again, we don't say repeat, we say again. Break, if we want to change and talk to someone else. Can you think of another one, Ben?
We'll go.
How did you do that, Ben? Will go, which means?
Your last message has been received.
And I?
Understand it.
And I?
Will do.
Will comply. That's it. Will go is an easy one because it's will comply. So it's not just that I've understood the message that I've received, I will comply. So that's why we get Roger, I've received your message, and Wilco, I will comply, or I'll do what you've asked me to. Because you might get asked to do something like go and pick up a swimmer or something like that. Okay, so I just mentioned the radio cheat sheet. It's in your learner guide. Just have a quick look at some of the pro words, but we won't be testing you on those too much at the moment. Nearly there. Denny, how are we going for time?
We're 5 minutes to 7.
5 to 7, okay. I might just do a brief intro of this. We might get 1 or 2 people doing it, the 4 Ps. We'll bring in our next beach thing. But when you have to give a message, and perhaps you were the roving patrol and you're down south on the beach, you may have to give a message to tell the patrol captain where you are and what's going wrong, that something that you have spotted. So have a look at this scenario. Here's a girl in distress. She's got a hand up. And you might see that on your roving patrol 100 or 200 meters south or north of the flags. So in order for them to help you, you've got to report where you are. You've got to say what the problem is. You've got to say the people involved, and you've got to say what you are doing, what is your progress in order to help the situation. So we call this the 4 Ps, and they're going to become very important. By the end of the course, you're going to know them really well. Okay, so the 4 Ps is your position on the beach, what the problem is, in this case, a distressed swimmer, people involved, a young girl or a young lady maybe, and the progress. A rescue is in progress with a board. Okay, so what we might do is I'll give you an example on this whiteboard. Hopefully you can see it clearly enough. And now that you've seen that overhead shot of the patrol, I've drawn one up here on the whiteboard so that I can put markings on it and put someone in distress so you can learn how to do a radio message. So let's have a look. Here's my wonderful drawing of a patrol tent. There, here's the flags. And if you look down here, there's south, 200 meters. I've even put where that is on the beach, track 15. That's as far as we patrol to. So up north, we come up 200 meters from the patrol tent and we come up to track 8. Surely they know the tracks, do they? Do you think they know the tracks, Ben?
Hopefully.
Hopefully they should. So track 8, that's all those laneways that run down through the dunes and take you to the beach from up in the car park. They're called tracks and each of them has a number. So just say we had our, what color should we give them? Oh goodness, here's the rip. Rightio. Here's our distressed swimmer. Stuck in the rip, getting taken out to sea. Let's have a look. Their location, the rip's about 150 meters south of the flags, and they're about 100 meters or more from the shore. Just say it's a 15-year-old boy. There you go. We have to now give our report to the patrol captain. Remember, when you're on your roving patrol, there'll be 2 of you. And you carry a tube, rescue tube that is, a radio, and a mini first aid kit. There's a boy, 15-year-old boy, about 150 meters out from the shore. First of all, will you use the rescue tube, or do you think it's better to use a surfboard for this? Open question there, Denny. We'll see if anyone's up for this one.
Would we use a board or a tube for this? Jump in, anyone? Okay, I'm going to call on people then. Tali.
Board.
Board.
Okay, Tali said a board. Now just remember, you're 150 meters south of the flags, and here are the boards. So what you're saying, Tali, is that if you had to run back to get a board and then go back there 150 meters and then paddle the board out about 150 meters, that would be quicker than using a tube from here and swimming out. Are you saying that that would be quicker on the board?
No, just safer.
Ah,
That's a good answer. That's a very good answer. So you guys remember from your SRC course, the first thing we do is look at danger. So if it's a big shore dumper, are you better off taking a board or a tube? Jump in. Probably take a tube so you can dive under the waves. But if you're a really good board paddler and not a great swimmer, maybe the board's the better answer. So that's a good answer, Tali.
well done, Tali. So, and sometimes I throw you in the deep end, as we say, with a question like that, because I am trying to get you to start a thought process that if you're in that situation, what would you do? Because how you respond might be different to how another lifesaver might respond. So Tully said he's going to get the board. Okay. Can I keep with Tully? And I'm going to ask him to... Oh, sorry. I'm going to ask Tully to give a report to the patrol captain based on position, problem, people, and progress. Do you think you're up to it, Tully?
Maybe.
Okay, well,
Just
just have a
give it a
shot.
shot.
There's no shame. So remember where you are. This is you, Tully. Remember what the problem is. And you're going to tell your patrol captain that you have just spotted this person offshore in the rip. Righto. Go, Tully.
I think you put him on the spot.
Yep.
I think
Righto. I'll give you the example. You are here and you've spotted this person in the rip. You might say something like, Wanda Patrol, this is Wanda Roving South, over. And the captain will say, Wanda.
Sorry, it's come through my headphones at a different speed.
Righto. And the captain will say,
But hang on, I'm going to take my headset off.
Right.
And then we'll do it again so I don't hear it twice.
oh, right, we're having technical issues here. Righto. Okay, here I am. And I've seen this person here in trouble, a 15-year-old boy, and I'm going to report it to the patrol captain. So I will say, Wanda Patrol, this is Wanda Roving South, over. And the patrol captain says,
Wanda Roving South, this is Wanda Patrol, go ahead.
Wanda Patrol, we have noticed a swimmer in distress. We are 150 meters south of the flags, and the swimmer is about 150 meters from shore. It is a 15-year-old boy, and we have sent one person in with a rescue tube to effect the rescue. Over. What would the captain say to respond to that, Denny?
Wanda Roving, message heard and understood. We are going to send help to you now. Over.
Keep us informed of your progress. Typically, the captain would say then. Well done. So do you see how, in this case, the lifesaver decided to use the tube? There could have been the shore dump that Denny spoke about. And so you had to tell the captain what you were doing. Okay, Tully, do you get the gist of it now?
Yep, and my name's Tali.
Tali, sorry, Tali. I can't see anyone's names here when we do these Zoom things, so sorry about that.
Yeah, just so you guys know, Gerard's up here presenting, but he can't actually see anybody. So I can see your names and I can see your pictures and on the screen, but Gerard's up there working on the board.
Good. Okay, Charlie. So here you are, Wanda roving south. You've noticed the 15-year-old boy in distress, stuck in a rip. Could you please give your report to the captain based on what you've just said you would do for your rescue?
Like, do I say like how it went?
No, pretend you were on the radio.
And you're going to make a report to the captain that you have noticed this person. You see, the captain can't see it yet. You can see it, but because you're right on the spot. That's why we have roving patrols. So report to the captain what you have seen and what you're going to do to help the person that is in trouble.
Wanda Patrol, this is Wanda roving. There is a swimmer 150 meters south, 100 meters out in a rip, a young boy. We've sent one person out with a tube to rescue. Over.
Well, that's pretty good. You've got most of the details there. And you know what? As long as you have some of the important details, it doesn't matter so much if you get the P's in the wrong order and stuff like that. That was a great effort, Harley. Okay, I hope you're all looking because someone else is going to get picked to do one of these as well once I can find the duster. We'll get rid of the 15-year-old boy. So Tarly did such a good job. By the way, Tarly stayed on shore to watch the rescue and to report to the captain, and the other person effected the rescue. Okay, so that's how that unfolded. Boy, these Israeli bandages are good. Here's our next distressed swimmer. And here is the roving patrol. 2 people on Denny's patrol. And you've got to make a report now based on, I'm sure you can see now you're 200 meters north of the flags and the swimmer is about 100 meters from the shore. So who can we pick, do you think, Denny?
So who here is feeling confident wants to give it a go? Put your hand up. Joel, I saw your hand move.
Righto, Joel.
What do I have to do? What one is it?
Okay, so have a look at the board. You're the roving patrol. There's somebody out in the water. You've got a radio back to the patrol captain. And you want to use the 4 Ps, which are position, problem, people, and progress.
I can't see the board, but I don't really know.
Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you want to identify who you're calling on the radio. So the first thing you're going to do is go, Wanda Patrol, this is Wanda roving north. So let's hear you do that.
Wanda Patrol, we're roving north.
Wanda roving north.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm the patrol captain. I'm going to respond. Wanda roving north. This is Wanda Patrol. Go ahead. So now what you want to do is do the 4 Ps. So the first P is position. Where are you?
I can't really see the board.
That's okay. So you're 200 meters north of the flags.
Okay, yeah.
So Wanda Patrol,
Wanda Patrol, I'm 200 meters north from the flags.
Yeah. What's the problem?
Is that a swimmer?
Yep.
There's a swimmer lost, drowning, I don't know.
In trouble?
In trouble, yeah.
Yeah. They are, whereabouts are they? How far out?
I don't know, like 100
Take
meters.
a guess. 100 meters, good. Okay. And is it a boy, a girl, an old man, old lady?
It's a boy, well, yeah.
Yep, that's okay. And what's the progress? What are you going to do?
Take the board out because it's not that far.
Okay, so you're going to send somebody on a board.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, good. That's it. And as the patrol captain, I'm going to come back and say, Wanda roving. This is Wanda.
And you don't feel confident bringing in that person on your, especially if it's a big person, that could be a tough call for you to get a big person in from 100 meters out. So can anyone think then what you might do if you want some assistance, and therefore what the captain might do to help you with your person 100 meters from the shore? And any idea if you want to stay out there and you call for assistance?
Okay, Ellie, do you want to give this one a go?
Beach signals.
Ah, very good. You could use beach signals back to your mate on the roving patrol. Well done. So do you want to show us your signal for assistance required, Ellie?
Perfect.
Okay, so you could signal assistance required. Now let's get the communications network going. This guy or girl has a radio with them. They radio the patrol captain. And it could unfold something like this. So Denny and I will do it. I'm Wanda roving north. Wanda patrol, this is Wanda roving north. The rescue is in progress. Wanda patrol, this is Wanda roving north. Over.
Wanda roving north. This is Wanda patrol. Go ahead.
Wanda patrol, a rescue is in progress, and our patrol member has requested assistance 100 meters from shore and 200 meters north of the flag. Over.
Wanda roving north. We are sending assistance. Please stand by and update if there's any change to the situation. Over. Wanda roving north. We are launching the IRB to assist. It should be there in the next 30 to 40 seconds. Over.
Right, so you will hear them say, Wanda IRB, perhaps they're already out here. Could you please assist a member on patrol performing a rescue 200 meters north of the flags and 100 meters from shore? The IRB will then say, Wanda patrol, this is Wanda IRB, message received and understood, will comply. And over comes the IRB to come along and help you with your rescue. Whew, we've covered a lot tonight, haven't we? So that's an introduction to the use of radios on our patrol. The fact that we use call signs, we don't use people's names. And some of this, you actually, let me check. You did the SRC course 2 years ago, so that means you didn't do radio, is that correct? Yeah. Now, you didn't know this perhaps, but it was only last season, the SRC course for the first time did radios. So therefore, for you, this will all be new. Funny thing, some of the SRCs you'll be on patrol with, they've already done this. Maybe you could ask them for some help. Or maybe you're too proud for that. Who knows? So we've done our scenarios. Radio troubleshooting, we've mentioned a little bit about that, and this is what we're gonna start to look at coming up very soon. We're gonna start to do our resuscitation. So I don't know if we'll do that next week. You like doing that pretty quick, eh, Den, don't you? A little bit of resus?
Yeah, a little bit of resus and start to look at spinals as well. But what I thought with the remaining 10 minutes is maybe we do some breakout sessions for radio.
Sure. Will we go to the overhead?
Yeah.
Right, I'll just go back to the overhead. Right. So,
can you mute?
So, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've already had a go at this, Joel. So, Ellie, do you want to give this a go?
Maybe.
Okay, so you're going to be the Wanda roving south. I'll be Wanda patrol. So you're 100 meters south of the flags. There's somebody out to sea 100 meters. It's a small boy, and you're going to send out a tube for him. Okay. So how are you going to start?
Wanda patrol. This is Wanda roving. What did you say? South or north?
South.
South.
Yep.
There's a boy 100 meters south of the flags, 100 meters out from shore. In trouble.
Yep.
Recording in progress.
We've sent a rescue tube and a person out to get them.
Perfect. Okay, that was good. So Wanda roving south. We are sending assistance. Please keep me informed of any changes. Over and out. Okay, Jordan, do you want to give it a shot?
What were the places?
So you're Wanda roving south. You're 100 meters south of the flags. There's a person 100 meters out to sea. And you got to give me you're going to be Wanda roving south. I'm Wanda patrol, and you got to give me the 4 P's. So position, people, problem, progress. Okay.
Wanda patrol. This is Wanda roving south. There is a person in trouble.
Hang on, over. You've got to wait for me to respond.
Over.
Wanda roving south. This is Wanda patrol. Go ahead.
There is a person 100 meters south from the flags, 100 meters offshore in need of assistance. We are sending a person to assist them.
Perfect. Wanda roving south. This is Wanda patrol. We're sending you assistance. Please keep me informed of any changes to the situation. Perfect. Okay, Isabella, your turn.
Okay.
So you're Wanda roving south. I'm Wanda patrol. You're 100 meters south of the flags. There's a person who's 100 meters out to sea who's in trouble. It's a small boy, and you're going to send somebody out to assist. Okay?
Wanda patrol. This is Wanda roving south over.
Wanda roving south. This is Wanda patrol. Go ahead.
There's a swimmer 100 meters out to sea, and we're going to get them now.
Okay. So you want to tell me that you're 100 meters south of the flags, and the swimmer is 100 meters out to sea?
Yeah.
It's a small boy, and you're sending somebody out. Okay, so try that.
We're south of the flags. There's a swimmer, a boy, 100 meters out to sea, and we're going to get him now. Is that it? Oh.
Okay, good. Okay. Wanda roving south. This is Wanda patrol. We're sending somebody to assist. Please keep me informed if there's any changes to the situation. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, Tali. You've already done this, haven't you?
What are you doing?
That's okay. Okay. I'm going to end the breakout rooms and we'll come back. Okay. So, Tali, you're Wanda roving south. You're 100 meters south of the flags. The person's 100 meters out to sea. It's a small boy, and you're going to send somebody out to get him. So let's hear it.
Do I have to say like the start bit as well?
Yep, always start at the beginning.
Who am I talking to?
The Wanda Patrol, and you're Wanda roving south.
Yeah, Wanda Patrol, this is Wanda roving south.
Over.
Over.
Wanda roving south, this is Wanda Patrol, go ahead.
100 meters south.
South, yeah.
I forgot how far the swimmer was.
Okay, 100 meters out to sea.
There's a swimmer 100 meters out to sea. It's a young boy, and we'll be sending one person out with a tube to get him.
Okay, we missed one little thing, which was the problem. So there's a boy 100 meters out to sea, he's struggling or he's having trouble with it. But that's it. Wanda roving south, this is Wanda Patrol. We're sending assistance. Please keep me informed of any changes. Over.
Sorry there, India. We've just clicked back into the room session, so I'll go back to the board. And thanks very much. You've done quite well there, India. Good. Is that right? Let's click back to Denny. Who's doing what then? For me or for you? Me. Okay. Right. Well, hopefully now it's on mute. Okay, we're looking good. Okay, you can hear me now. We're back from the breakout rooms. Yeah, good. Thank you very much. Well done. Well, India did well in our breakout session, and she was just about to tell me that she had sent the jet ski, or she was requesting the jet ski to a swimmer because they were 200 meters off the shore. Now, if you're going to swim to them with a rescue tube, you'd have to be a Aussie champion. So let's get smart about how we operate. She therefore requested the jet ski. And lo and behold, the jet ski wasn't far from Wanda Beach, and so the jet ski saved our distressed swimmer. Well done. And I'm sure the rest, were yours good there, Denny? Right, Denny gives me, right, a big thumbs up. So now we're getting the hang of how to establish contact with the patrol, and then how to inform them where the problem is. And once the patrol knows what the problem is and where it is, then they can help. So that's why we have the 4 Ps. If they don't know where you are and they don't know what the problem is, they don't know how to help you. Very important. Okay, so we'll go fast forward then to CPR. We're going to start our CPR training soon. And you probably have pillows and things. What we did with the SRCs is that we set up a couple of cushions, and that's what you're going to have to do to practice your compressions and your pistol grip and your pinch in the nose and head tilt in order to do CPR. That's the best we can do while we're doing Zoom sessions. But when you get here in the club, when we're allowed back in, and hopefully that will be, you know, not too far away, then you can do it on the mannequins. So soon we'll start CPR, and you'll learn all about the primary assessment. And then over the break, now some of you didn't do session 2, the self-paced learning of safety, wellbeing, and radio operations. So could I ask you then to go back over that and to do the online learning of safety, wellbeing, and radio operations? And then we'll all be on the same page, so to speak. Okay. Denny, have you got any more instructions? After next week, what are we going to do? We're not doing anything on Saturday, so our next session will be next Wednesday. Right, that's the important thing. So hopefully by Wednesday, you've all caught up on session 2, and that's what I was going to say. If you're feeling confident, do session 4 as well. You think that's a good idea? We'll cover session 4.
Yeah, so what I'll do is after tonight's session, I will set up what the work from home, the homework is. Sorry, doing a little bit too much working from home. I'll set up what the work from home is that you need to complete before the next session. Hopefully, as the restrictions are eased, we may be able to get together and actually do the practical components. One other thing is there's actually a proficiency swim that you guys need to complete. I will send out the details of the proficiency swim. If you want to do it, that's fine. What you need to do is fill out the paper and then send it to the office and send it to me. But I'll put that in the details of the email. But other than that, that's all we've got for this week. Does anybody have any questions? Jump in. Okay, no questions. Thank you very much for your attention this week. And we'll see you guys next Wednesday night. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thank you.